Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Aaron Herman. How do you blend philanthropy and technology with the opportunity to speak with Cliff Boro, co-founder of the new iOS app, Oi? Oi allows users to vent frustrations for charity. Let's take a closer look.
Oi! 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 Oi!
Oi. When you hear that word, there's that feeling of like angst. But what you're doing with the Oi app is really something interesting and connecting people and also making a difference. So talk a little bit about the Oi app.
Sure. Thanks for having me. My partner, Neil Centuria, who we call the Oi in Chief, we're the Oi Boys. But Neil had the idea this summer. He was reading about all of the awful news in the world, and he was at home on the weekend, and I think it was Ferguson, it was Ebola rising, it was Putin in the Ukraine, it was Israel, it was just everything. And he said to himself, like he said "Oi" out loud to himself, and that's how the idea came about, which is that one of the ways, I mean, we created Oi to be for Gentiles and Jews alike. It's not just for Jews, but there is a kind of special quality of how the Jews for thousands of years have dealt with horrible news, is to kind of share it and sigh a collective Oi, and by doing it, you kind of get through it together. So the idea was, the news is awful. Let's have a new way of sharing the news and a new way of sharing personal Ois. And yes, have fun, but then we also wanted to add some meaning to it as well.
And one of the things that I really liked about the concept is that you actually have a proven model now, in the sense of the Yo app, which when it first came out, people were like, "What is this doing? How is this going to actually be an effective tool?" But now we're seeing it integrated with major news sites and in retail stores. It was used during during the war this past summer to alert when rockets were attacking civilian populations in Israel. So Oi actually has a model that you can say, oh, that actually can work.
Yeah, I mean, I think clearly the whole history of these apps and Yo included is we're communication animals. Like, we love any new form of communicating. And since Oi is an ancient lament, we're just amplifying it through technology.
Sure. And with the Oi, there's that nonprofit connection where you're trying to raise awareness for important causes. So how are you able to create that synergy?
Thank you. Yeah. Also, an insight from my partner Neil was kvetch. Absolutely, it's important. Let's all complain. We have a lot to complain about. But after you kvetch, do something, even if it's a small thing, to make the world a bit better. Tikkun olam. Do something. Even in the face of all of this craziness and misery, So we've added very deliberately in OI the ability, just on the home page with a primary button, to find charities that you can go and in a couple clicks you can give money or learn about. But give money, give a little bit of money to make the world a better place while spreading your OIs, personal and communal.
And in this age of people trying to get to zero inbox, and people aren't reading emails anymore, they're really looking at videos now to make that engagement. But simple connections can make that difference. And just saying "oi," it's something. It's that connection.
Yeah, it's there's so many emotions tied to it, and I don't know if you're aware, but the actual voice, the first voice in OI, is actually the legendary comedian Carl Reiner. So, he has 90 plus years of OI in him. So every time you click that button and you're sharing an OI, it's Carl's voice.
How did you get him involved in the process?
We were very lucky. He was very gracious. We went through his handlers, and his handlers love him and protect him. But when he heard about it, he laughed, and listening to the outtake of his OIs that he recorded for us is as funny as you can imagine. Actually, our phone line in our office, we took some of his outtakes and we play them. And so if you call us, you can get Carl and hear his outtakes. But he was very gracious and just loved being a part of it. And we will be adding other celebrities, but he'll always be our first.
So how do you go about now connecting to charities?
So we started locally with some charities that we already knew. We have the Girl Scouts. We have something called Rosie's Network, which is Wounded Warriors, and we have a charity, Voices for Children. But they're the first charities, and over time, we hope to be more innovative and even linking the charities with news, so that you can read something and do something that's even tightly correlated to what is vexing you.
Especially now is a time where it's the end of the year and people are looking to make their gifts. Now organizations are looking for that edge, that way to, it's not just direct mail, it's not just social media,
yes,
looking to make that new connection that will create those touch points. And so
yep.
OI can now almost like feed into that and be a tool.
We do, and but humbly, we just launched OI, and the first thing is, like anything, we can only be effective for charities and organizations if we're effective in making people enjoy it and giving them that new way of communicating and learning and adopting and making it better and better. But it was important to us, even in launch, to bring in some charities so that we can learn together.
Sure. And so now you're available on Apple. Do you have any plans to go to Android?
We have plans, of course, but there's not the immediate intention. You first want to make sure what we baked on Apple is working and people are happy with it. And we've actually started doing some Android coding, but we want to learn, see how people are using it before we have to support two platforms.
And just going back even just to the OI, when you talk about the outtakes, it resonates between so many different people. If it's Jewish, non-Jewish, it's just like everyone knows OI.
Exactly, and we joke that it is the season of OI. Whether it's Thanksgiving, being with Uncle Herman, who drove you crazy, still drives you crazy, traveling, for the holidays. Whatever your religion is, this is the winter's coming, flight delays, OI. And it's important to us. We actually curate the news. So we actually have editors who are out constantly looking for vexing, troubling, miserable headlines and categories, politics, sports, and business. And it's important to us that we're equal opportunity OIers, because everybody has something to OI about, and our job is to allow them to either find that public story or to share that personal OI that captures what's in their minds.
Where can people learn more about OI?
You can just go and get the OI app. It's important that it's OY exclamation point. So if you go to the App Store, just OY exclamation, it's free. So there's no charge, OI, and or you can go to gettheoyapp.com.
As you can see, OI is a wonderful platform to be able to vent one's frustrations and also make the difference in the lives of people in your local and global community. This is Aaron Herman, and thanks for watching.